Rosemary's Baby is a Gothic horror novel by American author Ira Levin, published in 1967. The book became a bestseller and was adapted into a widely praised film in 1968, starring Mia Farrow and directed by her husband, Roman Polanski. Known for its exploration of themes such as women's liberation, reproductive freedom, urban paranoia, surveillance fears, and the tension between conservative Christianity and the occult, the novel also reflects Levin's background as a playwright through its style and structure. In August 1965, newlyweds Guy and Rosemary Woodhouse are preparing to leave Guy's cramped bachelor apartment in New York City. They've signed a lease for a new place, but soon learn they've been removed from the waiting list for a new apartment in the prestigious Bramford building. Upon seeing the smaller but more charming apartment, they decide to break their lease and lie to secure the Bramford unit instead. Before moving in, they have dinner with Rosemary's friend Hutch, who warns them of the building's dark history, including tales of cannibals and witches, but they dismiss his concerns. The Woodhouses move into the Bramford in late August. Rosemary decorates their new home while Guy, an actor, auditions for roles. One evening while doing laundry, Rosemary meets Terry Gianafrio, a young woman staying with the Castavets, an older couple next door. Terry shows her a charm necklace, which smells strange, saying it's a good luck talisman from the Castavets. In September, while walking home, the couple encounters a crowd in front of the building. They discover Terry's mangled body on the pavement, a suspected suicide. The Castavets arrive, and Rosemary introduces herself and Guy. Minnie invites them for dinner, where Roman talks about his travels and disdain for organized religion while predicting Guy's success in acting. As Rosemary and Minnie clean dishes, she notices an intense discussion between Guy and Roman in the living room. Guy finds Roman's stories fascinating and plans to visit again the following night. That night, Rosemary experiences cramps and is disappointed she isn't pregnant, even though she had secretly stopped taking birth control. Guy, focused on his career, isn't eager to have children just yet. Rosemary is anxious about not having enough time to fulfill her dream of having 3 children. The next evening, Minnie gives Rosemary the same charm necklace Terry wore, but Rosemary dislikes the smell and stashes it away. A few days later, Guy receives 2 tickets to the Fantastics and suggests Rosemary attend with a friend while he stays home to rehearse for an audition. When she returns from the show, Guy is in a good mood, and they have passionate sex. That night, they hear chanting and music from the Castavets' apartment. Guy learns that Donald Baumgart, who had beaten him for a role, has suddenly gone blind, and the part is now his. He seems uneasy, but tells Rosemary he's ready to start a family. In October, the couple has a quiet dinner at home. Minnie delivers 2 chocolate mousses, but Rosemary finds hers has a strange taste. She only eats a few bites before feeling dizzy, and Guy puts her to bed. That night, she has a vivid and unsettling dream where she's on a yacht, surrounded by naked people, including Guy and the Castavets. In the dream, Guy has yellow eyes, leathery skin, and the same scent as her necklace. He overpowers her, and when she wakes, she's disturbed. Guy apologizes for having sex with her while she was asleep, but she's shaken and retreats to Hutch's cabin for solitude. Upon returning, they reconcile, and Guy reminds her that her period is 2 days late. A visit to a young obstetrician confirms she's pregnant. Minnie and Roman recommend she see Dr. Abe Sapirstein, a renowned obstetrician and their friend, and Rosemary agrees. Rosemary begins wearing the charm necklace, as instructed by Dr. Sapirstein, who advises her to visit him weekly, stop taking her vitamins, and drink a daily milkshake prepared by Minnie. Soon, Rosemary begins losing weight and experiences severe abdominal pain, which Dr. Sapirstein assures her is normal. In December, Hutch visits and expresses concern over her weight loss. Roman briefly stops by, and after he leaves, Hutch begins asking questions about the Castavets. When Guy returns home from a shoot, Hutch prepares to leave, but realizes he's lost one of his gloves. Later that evening, Hutch calls Rosemary and asks to meet her at the Seagram building the following morning. She waits, but Hutch never shows up. When she calls him, a woman answers and informs her that Hutch fell into a coma earlier that day. As Rosemary's pain worsens, she begins craving nearly raw meat. One day, she catches herself eating a raw chicken heart, prompting her to take action. She decides to throw a party and purposely leaves the Castavets off the guest list. During the party, two of her friends express concern about her weight loss and persuade her to stop seeing Dr. Saperstein. That night, her abdominal pain suddenly ceases. Over the following months, her appetite returns and she gains weight. Relieved, she resumes Dr. Saperstein's recommendations without question. While Guy's new show quickly folds, he receives critical acclaim and secures more roles. In early June, as Rosemary enters her 9th month of pregnancy, Hutch passes away in the hospital. His friend gives Rosemary a book called All of Them Witches, which Hutch had underlined. The book contains references to Adrian Marcato, a witch who once lived in the Bramford, and his son, Stephen Marcato. Rosemary eventually realizes that Stephen Marcato is an anagram for Roman Castavet. When Guy returns home, she shares her discovery with him and expresses her fear that the Castavets intend to sacrifice their baby in a ritual. Guy dismisses her concerns with laughter. Rosemary then confides in Dr. Saperstein about her suspicions. He seems to believe her, though he explains that the Castavets are leaving New York because Roman is terminally ill and wants to travel before his death. A few days later, the couple departs. On June 24th, just before her due date, Rosemary encounters Guy's former vocal coach, who Guy had claimed gave them tickets to the Fantastics. When she thanks him, he insists that he never gave them any tickets. At home, Rosemary calls Donald Baumgart and learns that Guy has one of Donald's neckties. Convinced that Guy used the tie in a ritual to blind Donald, she packs her bags and leaves. Rosemary goes to see Dr. Hill, telling him everything. Although he believes her, Dr. Hill secretly contacts Guy and Dr. Saperstein. They return her to the Bramford, and as they approach the elevator, Rosemary creates a diversion, jumps in, and rushes to their apartment, locking herself inside. Guy, Dr. Saperstein, and others break in, and as Rosemary tries to escape, her labor begins. Saperstein injects her with something, and she loses consciousness. When Rosemary awakens, Guy and Dr. Saperstein inform her that she gave birth to a boy, but the baby died. Friends of the Castavets sit with Rosemary as she recovers, offering her food, pills, and help with pumping her breast milk. Weeks later, Rosemary hears a baby crying and realizes her child is alive, hidden in the Castavets' apartment. She secretly stops taking the pills and hides them. One evening, she drugs the woman sent to sit with her and sneaks into the Castavets' apartment through a secret passage in the linen closet that connects the two apartments. Inside the Castavets' apartment, Rosemary finds Guy and the Castavets drinking and laughing with friends. In the corner, a black bassinet with an upside-down crucifix rests by the window. The group watches as Rosemary approaches. In the bassinet lies a baby boy with red hair and yellow eyes. Roman explains that the child's father is Satan and that the baby, named Adrian, will one day overthrow Christianity. Rosemary considers grabbing her son and jumping out of the window to escape, but she cannot bring herself to harm him. Roman urges her to accept her role as Adrian's mother. Rosemary insists that his name is Andrew, not Adrian, and the coven begins hailing her as the mother of the Antichrist. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.